What's up you guys, it's Graham here. So really quick, before I get into videos, a really fun YouTube experiment, hit the like button and comment anything down below for the almighty YouTube algorithm. And the reason for this is because from all the research that I've done and from all the experimentation I've done with the YouTube algorithms here with my own videos, I found that the more engagement a video gets early on as soon as you post it, the more likely that video is to be recommended and suggested by YouTube. And if this is the case, this serves as a really great example of what you can do too to grow your channel. So anyway, you guys, thank you so much for doing that. And with that said, here's exactly how you can grow your first 1,000 subscribers here on YouTube. And what I personally found is that once you hit just 1,000 subscribers, it becomes tremendously easier to scale up to then 10,000 subscribers, 50,000 subscribers, and eventually 100,000 subscribers, and then you get a really cool check mark next to your name, and that's always just kind of fun to have. And no joke, it's by using these exact same strategies that's helped me grow from nothing. Like, I had zero social media presence whatsoever besides my realtor Facebook page that maybe like 50 people liked at the time, to now having almost 380,000 subscribers here on YouTube, almost 32,000 followers on Instagram, almost 100,000 daily views, and crazy high Google AdSense rates. And by the way, these techniques work whether you're a brand new channel with zero experience whatsoever, just starting out, or if you're a channel with tens of thousands of subscribers. The end goal of this should be to learn how to get your videos recommended and suggested and pushed by YouTube on a large scale. But in order to do that, these are a few of the steps that I found you must need to follow. Now, number one, the most important thing that you must do anytime you're making videos on YouTube, and I think this goes without saying, is that you must actually make good content. You can't just upload boring, useless crap here on YouTube and expect it to do well. Wait a second. Maybe you can. But anyway, I found that the content that does the best here on YouTube is the content that gets you hooked within about 30 seconds of you clicking on that video, and then right after that, it goes right into the video without wasting any time. So anytime you're going and making a video, you really need to objectively ask yourself, would I actually watch my own video? Is this something that I would see coming up, scrolling on my screen, and I would think to myself, ooh, I want to click on this one? And if the answer to that one is no, then at least when it comes to me, I will either delete the entire video and never post it, or I will remake it entirely from scratch to make it better. I also ask myself the exact same questions when it comes to editing the video. When I edit the video, I constantly ask myself, does this part absolutely need to be in there? Does it add to the video? And if the answer to that is no, then I will delete it. I am ruthless when it comes to what content I put in my videos. And in terms of me saying that you must have good content, that doesn't necessarily mean that you must have high quality content. For example, I grew my channel to about 30,000 subscribers with about 1.3 million total views, filming with the selfie side of my iPhone. Like, the quality of my first few videos were just so bad. The audio sucked. The filming sucked. The angles sucked. However, despite all of that, I still put a lot of thought into the content of my videos to make sure that whoever watched it would hopefully find it helpful. Now, one quick note I really want to throw in here when it comes to making good content is that right now, YouTube really prioritizes having clean, family-friendly content. Yeah, I should probably turn this around so it's clean and family friendly. So basically, if you're planning to make any YouTube videos on any controversial or questionable topics, pretty much just don't do that. Otherwise, YouTube is going to be much less likely to ever recommend or suggest your videos. Now, the second most important part of a video when growing a channel to 1,000 subscribers is what's called SEO, which stands for Search Engine Optimization. This includes things like your title, your description, your tags, and when you're just starting out, having really good SEO is insanely important. The thing is, without properly filling out your tags, title, and description, YouTube is going to have a really hard time figuring out the data behind what your video is about, and because of that, it's going to have a very difficult time recommending your video among other similar videos, and without this, you're at a massive disadvantage. So let's first talk about the title, because in my opinion, this is probably one of the most important aspects of the entire video besides the thumbnail. And when it comes to picking a good title, I've done at least a dozen consulting calls out there from people who've wanted to grow their YouTube channel, and this is something I have told all of them. When you're a smaller channel, under about 30 or 40,000 subscribers, Do not clickbait stupid, vague titles. That is pretty much one of the easiest ways for no one to ever watch your video. For the sole reason that YouTube sees that title, has no idea what the video is about, and because of that, they never promote it to anybody. For example, I've seen so many people make the mistake of titling their video, "I can't believe this just happened, ... And the entire video is about them like investing in real estate. Or maybe they might title the video, "The craziest thing just happened," and it's about them like investing in a dividend stock. Come on, don't do that. Now this works for the channels that are much bigger and have tens of thousands of people watching the video in the first few hours, because YouTube has enough data on those videos to see whether or not it's going to be doing well. But for everyone else who doesn't have like 10,000 views in the first 2 to 4 hours, don't do this. Now with your titles, you still need to be as specific and niche as possible, but still be clever enough to make people want to click on it. For example, almost 2 years ago, I made a video with Matt McKeever. I could have titled this video, "You won't believe how he makes his money." But you know what? No, don't do that, because it's stupid. It gives YouTube no data and no information on what that video is about, and the viewer has no idea what they're clicking on. Now, of course, I could have done a 180 from that and just titled the video, "Real Estate Investing in London, Ontario, Canada," and that would have done well from an SEO standpoint for people searching for that phrase, but it doesn't give any spice or any reason for someone to want to watch it or click on it. And I found that when it comes to picking a good title that gets a lot of views, it's just as much about search engine optimization as it is about piquing someone's curiosity and adding something in out of the ordinary. Now, I found the best balance when it comes to picking the best title is that, first of all, it must do well with YouTube SEO and have something that's rankable, but at the same time, it's got to get someone's curiosity to want to click on the video immediately. So I came up with the title, "The Real Estate Investor Who Has 80 Tenants Paying Him Every Month." Now that title did two things. The first thing is that it hit the YouTube analytics for real estate investor, but it was also catchy enough to get people to want to click on it. And as of today, that video has over 182,000 views and has generated over $2,600 in ad revenue. And even now, almost 2 years later, that video is still generating almost $200 per month. So for almost every video I do, I really try to hit it from both perspectives. It needs to be related to what the video is actually about in the title, but spun in such a way that makes people curious enough to click on it. Now, the second most important thing when it comes to having good SEO is your description. I really believe it's so important to make your description as thorough as possible and include as many keywords in there as you possibly can. For instance, if I'm making a video talking about real estate, I will make sure I mention real estate in the description. I will also make sure to, at the same time, mention house, property, real estate investing, real estate home buying, and anything else that might be related to real estate. And that's one of the reasons why I make my descriptions as long and as detailed as I possibly can. And finally, when it comes to good SEO, we have your tags. Now, if you're a small channel, never use just generic, vague tags. It's really important that you want to be as niche and specific as you can. For example, in my tags when I was just growing, I would never just use real estate. Instead, I would say real estate investing, or how to invest in real estate, or real estate investing for beginners. And also, I personally found that tagging other relevant channels in your video tags increases the likelihood of your videos getting recommended when people are watching that other channel. So I highly recommend you do that if someone else is making similar videos to you. Now, third, let's just talk briefly about thumbnails. Now, in my opinion, this is just as equally important, if not more important, than what your title is. Just think of it this way. When you're scrolling on YouTube, the first thing your eye sees is the thumbnail. Then from there, if that looks interesting, then you'll actually go and read the title. But the thumbnail is the first thing that you see. And this is where you can actually use this to your advantage. The thumbnail should be enticing enough to get someone curious about what your video is about, and this is the best place for you to actually clickbait your video without really clickbaiting it. Feel free to get really creative with your thumbnail and make this your version of clickbait while still keeping your title relevant to exactly what the video is. This, from my experience, gets the best of both worlds. And one of my biggest pieces of advice when it comes to making thumbnails that makes a huge difference that most people don't do: when you're finished with your thumbnail, don't just see it as large as it is on your computer screen and think that, oh, that's perfect. I want you to zoom out and look at your thumbnail as though it's as small as you would see on your phone if you're scrolling down. If your thumbnail looks like you can't make out what the hell it is when it's really tiny, don't use that thumbnail. I've also found that for some reason, thumbnails with crazy faces on them tend to do better than thumbnails without crazy faces. Now, of course, that's just a theory, but I have found it to be relatively true so far. Okay, now the fourth one that I've seen that's hugely important is what's called upload frequency. This is why you see some channels that post every single day just grow an insane amount or get a ton of views, because YouTube rewards people that post on YouTube often. And the reason because of this is that it gets people coming back on YouTube more often to watch those videos. They stay on YouTube longer, and because of that, YouTube ends up making more money. And of course, the more money YouTube gets, the more powerful they grow, and the more powerful they grow, the closer they get to world domination. So anyway, because of that, I found that the more often I post, the more likely YouTube is to recommend my videos to other audiences because it keeps people coming back consistently on YouTube. Now, the fifth thing I've noticed is that YouTube tends to promote the channels with really high video engagement. This means that people always smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, comment anything down below for the YouTube algorithm, continue watching more of your videos, and those channels are more likely to get suggested and promoted by the algorithm. YouTube really just wants to make sure that people aren't just clicking on your video for 10 seconds, then clicking out, and then never watching any of your videos ever again. I found that the more engagement a video gets, the more interaction in the comment section, the more likely YouTube is to say, hey, you know what, this could be a really good video, there's a strong sense of community here, let's promote this to an even larger audience. A lot of people don't realize just how important these little tiny things are and how much of a difference they really make. And even though some people will complain in my comments that I'm begging for likes, like implying like I'm literally on my knees, like begging you guys, like please guys, please like my video. They don't understand that just the mere act of mentioning liking the video actually ends up increasing the likes by usually about 40%. So I think that's pretty strong evidence to say that if you're making YouTube videos, don't be afraid to politely ask people or remind people to like the video. So anyway, number 6, and this is probably the most practical of any option out there, and this is also the fastest, easiest, shortest way to get 1,000 subscribers in about a month. And here's the shortcut to doing all of this, is to comment on larger channels that are in your same niche and ranking your comment at the top of their page. If you look down at my own comment section, chances are you're gonna see other people subtly promoting their own channel as well. But guess what? This works really, really, really well. So here's what you do. First, make sure you have a really recognizable YouTube thumbnail that gets people's attention. The second thing you should do is change your YouTube name to your name or your topic, and then what your videos are about. For instance, I could do something like Graham Stephan Real Estate Investing, Graham Stephan Personal Finance Videos, Graham Stephan Real Estate Agent, or something like that. Then all you need to do is comment on other larger channels as soon as they post a video, like preferably when the video goes live, that's when you post your comment. Doing this really early on just increases your chances of having that comment seen and having people like it. And then as far as what to actually comment on these videos, never, ever spam. Never comment and just say something like, hey guys, check out my channel. It's awesome. I hope you enjoy it. Never do that. That's the quickest way for people to never even read it or take it seriously. Instead, what you need to do is be an actual watcher of the person you're commenting on and comment something insightful that you think people would want to read, like avocado toast. Then after you comment, you'll do this. And listen, I'm gonna level with everyone here because no one ever talks about this. I mean, we're not stupid. Like, I know what's going on. I've done this myself when I was growing my YouTube channel. So this is what people do. They make multiple fake accounts on YouTube, make their comment, and then they go on all of their other accounts just to like their comment. And I found that once a comment gets about 4 or 5 likes pretty quickly when you post it, YouTube just bumps that comment to the very top, and then people start to see it, and it tends to get more likes and more likes. Then people funnel into your own channel, you get a lot of subscribers, and this is what works. Then what I found is that when people go to your page and they see that you have videos posted, they see that you have good thumbnails, they see that you have good titles, and they see that your content is actually interesting, then they will actually watch it and then subscribe. This is also how I gained, personally, my first 150 to 200 subscribers or so. Like back when I started making YouTube videos and had no subscribers whatsoever, I was commenting on videos from Brian Casella, Alex Becker, Ty Lopez, Grant Cardone, and anything else that was relevant comment to that, and people were seeing my comments and then going and checking out my channel and subscribing to me. And because that's how I got my start and got my initial traction on YouTube, I fully support anyone else who's doing this in my comments, as long as they just add something insightful to the video and just don't spam it. All right, so now step 7. By using these techniques, you should be able to get to 1,000 subscribers fairly quickly. But once you hit this, it's then about really getting your videos recommended and suggested by YouTube to then scale up to 5,000, 10,000, 50,000, and then eventually 100,000 subscribers. Now, I've noticed that when it comes to YouTube pushing videos on a really large scale, they all have a few things in common. The first one is that it tends to appeal to a very wide audience. The second thing is that it has a title and thumbnail that get people to want to click on it as soon as they see it. And third is that the video gets a lot of engagement from people commenting, liking, sharing, and subscribing. And I think it goes without saying that the more you post on YouTube, the more likely you are to have a video that hits all of those categories and gets pushed. And here's one of the really interesting things that I found when YouTube is pushing one of my videos is that the next video I post also tends to get a push. My theory when it comes to this is that it's almost like retargeting. For everyone that watched your big video, the next video you post is going to be retargeted to everyone who watched the first video. So if that second video bombs, YouTube is less likely to promote your further content because the retargeting was not effective. Versus if the next few videos you post are really good, they retarget all of those people. They see that everyone that they retargeted wants to watch it. They're continually going to be doing that for everyone else afterwards. And it was by using these exact same strategies that took me from 20 subscribers in January of 2017 to now almost 380,000 subscribers a little bit over 24 months later, with almost 2 to 3 million views every single month and anywhere between about 800 and 2,000 new subscribers every single day. And for all of you now that have made it to the very end, here's something I had not told anyone about. I'm literally just mentioning it right now, right here. I've spent the last 4 months secretly working away to create a program called the YouTube Creator Academy that teaches you exactly how you can grow your channel on YouTube and also turn it into quite a lucrative business if that is something you're interested in. Like, I literally break every single thing down step by step. Like, imagine this video expanded into 8.5 hours of content with absolutely everything you need to know, with every little growth hack that I've learned, with like a dozen other little growth strategies like I mentioned in this video. Like, everything, it's everything. It's everything. And since this is like a brand new secret launch, I've never mentioned it before, and as a huge thank you for actually making it to the end of the video, I'm going to take the price down from $397 to $197 for the first 20 people who use the code 200 off. So there's like $200 off right there, just as a huge thank you for actually making it to the end of my videos. Plus, if you already have a channel on YouTube, and let's say you're already making some money, I almost guarantee it that by utilizing some of these techniques, you will be able to at least double your ad revenue within about 30 days. I know this is a really bold claim to say, but I have seen this with other channels and I have used it myself, and with a few of these things, I mean, it'll pay for itself many, many, many times over. And as always, if you ever buy something through me and for whatever reason you're not satisfied with it or you feel it wasn't 100% worth it, just let me know within 30 days and I will give you a full 100% back refund. So that way there's no risk to you, and all I ask is that you let me know 100%. You just gotta let me know within 30 days. That is really how much I believe in this and how confident I am in what I have to offer with this program. And this is also gonna be the lowest price this is ever going to be. I'm not gonna be like discounting it any further on like a Black Friday or anything like that. Like, this is the lowest it's going to be. So anyway, if you're interested, go ahead and check that out. And like I said, 30-day money back guarantee for whatever reason you're not satisfied with it. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I really hope this video is helpful. If you guys enjoy videos like this, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, add me on Instagram. I post there pretty much daily, so if you want to be a part of it there, feel free to add me there. Thank you again for watching, and until next time.